Welcome to the Community Calendar. I'm Jazze, and today my guest is Dr. Ross Williams. He is the superintendent with the Academy of Dallas Charter School. Thank you so much for joining me today.
I am so glad to be here with you today. Thank you for
Yes.
having me.
So tell me a little bit about the Academy of Dallas Charter School and what grades does it serve?
Okay, the Academy of Dallas Charter School is a third generation charter school. It basically means that we've been in existence over 23 years, so we have longevity within the community. We serve pre-K through eighth grade, and our main focus is about entrepreneurship.
Hmm. Okay, that's a little different. Most schools, especially with pre-K, the young kids don't focus mostly on entrepreneurship. So, of course, we're going to have to get into a little bit more of that. But first, I would like for you to tell me what makes a charter school different from your standard public school or private school?
Excellent question. First and foremost, we offer small size classes, meaning that the ratio tends to be anywhere between 22 to 1 or even less. So there's
Mm.
individualized instruction that is occurring at all times. In addition to that, we also have innovative programs that you would not traditionally see in a traditional ISD school, more specifically our entrepreneurship program.
Oh, that is very interesting. And so, getting into more of the open enrollment because you have pre-K all the way up to eighth grade. Now, all of these kids are all together. How do you separate that out?
Well, definitely we have, because of safety issues in COVID-19, we have made provisions to ensure that all students are safe. That is another concern of parents that we've identified to make sure that the classes sizes are even. We have modular buildings for our pre-K programs, so they are kind of isolated from our middle school and elementary school students. They have separate facilities, whereas they are in-house in their own portable units. So the safety and security are paramount, but definitely for our babies.
Oh, okay, great. Now, you guys are going through open enrollment, and what do parents need in order to enroll their child? And does it cost anything? Is it free?
It is a free school. We are a public school. We receive the same federal dollars, state funding that any traditional ISD would receive. So it is free to all that want to enroll, and you can enroll at any time. All actual grade levels are open at this particular time. So we're excited about having the opportunity to meet and greet our new students on campus versus virtually.
Yes. And what are your coronavirus guidelines for those kids? Because some parents are still leery about sending their kids to school in the physical form.
Absolutely. And I will share with you that we are looking and partnering up with the Texas Education Agency to actually, if offered for the state, we will have a hybrid or an actual virtual academy in place if that is necessary or required for our parents. So we definitely want to give them an opportunity to be able to do both. However, we are encouraging all parents to enroll and attend physically because we know that that is extremely important that we get back to our normal way of living, but more specifically, accelerate the learning loss that has occurred because of the pandemic.
I see. So are there different coronavirus guidelines? Like when the kids come, do they have to wear their mask or do they have temperature checks? Are they spaced during lunch? What guidelines are you doing in that arena?
Absolutely. If parents want to see specifically what those guidelines guidelines, please go to our website at www.academyofdallas.com. But there, we do follow the CDC's required or suggested and recommended guidelines as it relates to spacing of students. We do have partitions in the cafeteria as well as in the classrooms. And again, also our classes are even smaller because of the COVID-19. We do have a temperature check work station, whereas when you walk into the actual campus building, your temperature is checked. And this particular school year, 2020-21, everyone was required to wear masks. And we're looking at that as a board, as well as looking at the guidelines that are provided by the Texas Education Agency to make a sound decision to make sure our students are safe and secure.
I understand. And Dr. Williams, you mentioned earlier, I said we're going to get back to it, that this school is an entrepreneurship school. And that's really
Yes.
exciting to me. I mean, I have a small child, she's 3, and enrolling in pre-K 3 or pre-K 4. What type of entrepreneur aspects would she learn at such a young age?
Well, ideally, the ultimate goal is to change the mindset, not only of our students, but also the parents, that true economic freedom comes through entrepreneurship. And more specifically, if you think about just a lemonade stand outside of the front of the yard, that is a side of entrepreneurship, allowing those pre-K students to be able to handle the supply and the demand over the summer, to also be able to make change, have a cash register, and actually exchange money and so forth. It's a fantastic opportunity for students, even at an early age.
Yeah, that is so cool. Now, you do go up to the 8th grade. So tell us a little bit about the older kids and what do you teach them in regards to entrepreneurship? Does that get more into banking and saving and stocks and stuff like that?
Even better. That's the partnership that we talked about, the NIFTY program that we have for our middle school students. And that stands for Network for Teaching Entrepreneurs. And more specifically, those students, because of the technology opportunities that are out there, we have what is called app development. They design their own apps as a part of their entrepreneur project, and they get a chance to opportunity to compete with other schools around the country. And this is national, so it's not just the state of Texas, but they compete and actually win prizes as it relates to that. They have to develop both this particular product. So we're excited about the partnership with Nifty, and it's been really successful. Actually, our children competed in a virtual conference, and both districts that I supervise were winners in the competition. So we're really ecstatic about that.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. So, in regards to families, lots of families have more than one child. They maybe have a 3-year-old, they may have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. Can they enroll them all at the same time?
Absolutely. They can enroll them at the same time. The enrollment options are online, so you can actually go online and enroll your child, and they will contact you specifically to bring in the necessary paperwork, such as driver's license, social security card, or
Mhm.
other specific information, shot records, or what have you. And the front office would let you know what those materials that you will actually need. So we try to make it as accessible as possible. And we're in the process of developing an app for Academy of Dallas where parents can also enroll online. And that should be launched probably the latter part of May to make
Okay.
sure parents will have that option not only on the website, but they can actually use their actual phones and download the app and communicate with the school once their child is enrolled at the Academy of Dallas.
Oh, that's great. Now, what was the website where they can go and register their child?
Again, that's www.academyofdallas.com.
Oh,
www.academyofdallas.com.
now, what would you say, Dr. Williams, to families out there who have small children who may be like, well, I'll just wait to kindergarten before I start them at school? Why should people consider doing early childhood education?
I am so glad you asked that question. Especially at those ages, they're like sponges and they soak up so much information. It is really critical, especially in the urban communities, that we
Mm,
focus on an early start for our children. And that's your pre-K 3 and pre-K 4.
mhm.
Unfortunately, the majority of our children of color are behind when they start in kindergarten because the verbal language or the acquisition of words is not at the level of their counterparts. And that's
Mhm.
unfortunate. So we want to give them a early start and give them a fair chance to be just as successful as any other person. And that's why it's critical, very critical, that we get those pre-K 3 and pre-K 4 year olds in our schools as far as early childhood education. And we're excited about this specifically this year because a major focus is geared up around reading, especially in early childhood, because we know in the third grade, they utilize third grade to determine the pipeline to jail. And that's unfortunate, the success
Mm.
and failure of our students. So the focus is early childhood, which is pre-K all the way through third grade. So we
Oh.
definitely want to get those children in early and acquire the language that they need to be successful.
Mhm. Now, if someone decided that they wanted to check out the school, exactly where are you guys located, and are the children required to wear uniforms?
We are a uniform required school. We are proud to be Eagles and we have them soaring high. Definitely, if they would like to have a tour of the facility, that will be an option that can be scheduled with one of the administrators that's on site. So they would actually fill out the application and inquire about an actual tour. But if you don't want to actually come on campus, there is a virtual tour
Oh.
online. You can actually go and see the campus. And I am actually the tour guide. So
Ah.
I look forward to seeing you either in person or online.
Yes, well, that is so exciting. I did have a chance to come up to the school a couple years ago, and I really
Mhm.
just loved the excitement that the kids had. And I think it was like an entrepreneurship fair because the kids had items to sell. And I thought that
Yes.
was so unique and so fun. It was fun, to see them pitch their ideas and just have their items out there to sell. And I just thought that was so creative and so wonderful that you guys are doing that. So keep doing the wonderful work that you guys are doing. And again, if a parent wanted to reach out to sign their kids up, it's pre-K all the way to eighth grade. Where could they go? It is free of charge. So where can they get details and tell us where you're located, all that good stuff?
Okay. It's at 2324 South Vernon Avenue in Dallas, Texas. Please give us a call at 214-944-5544. Again, that's 214-944-5544. Or go online and take that virtual tour at www.academyofdallas.com.
Thank you so much, Dr. Williams.